Hi, today is December 22nd, 2022. My name is Tom Toft, and I'm with the West Michigan Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic, part of Legal Aid of Western Michigan. Today, we're going to be talking about IRS Identity Protection Personal Identification Numbers. But first, I'd like to mention that this is not legal advice. Nothing in this presentation is a substitute for a private consultation with an attorney regarding a legal problem. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. What is an Identity Protection Personal Identification Number, or IP PIN, which is what we'll be calling it today? An IP PIN is a code number that stops someone else from filing a tax return using your Social Security number or individual tax identification number. In other words, that number is needed for a return to be filed using your information, and without it, the return can't be filed. It has 6 digits. It's known only to you and the IRS. It's valid for 1 year. Each January, you need to get a new IP PIN. Once you get an IP PIN, you will need it to file electronically. And IP PINs make it harder for criminals to file false tax returns using your info. And this is the primary intent and the big benefit of getting an IP PIN. Let's talk about 3 ways to request an IP PIN. First, you can request it online. That is the fastest way. The IRS has a Get an IP PIN tool. If you use that, it's available immediately once approved online. However, due to some IRS maintenance of their systems, the IP PIN tool is not going to be working until January 9th, 2023. At the bottom of this page, you can see the website where you can access the IRS's Get an IP PIN tool. Secondly, you could mail or fax a form. There's an IRS form 15227. If you send that to the IRS and they process it, they will mail your IP PIN in 4 to 6 weeks. On this page is a web link. That's where you can go to access the IRS form 15227. And third, you can apply in person. You can make an appointment with the IRS. Be sure to bring a government-issued picture ID and one other ID document if you do make an appointment, though. If you go in, meet with someone at the IRS, and apply for an IP PIN, they will mail it to you within 3 weeks. To find your local IRS office, use the web link at the bottom of this page. Okay, let's move on. Once you get an IP PIN, how do you use it? Well, once you have it, you will need it to file electronically. If you use tax preparation software, say TurboTax, H&R Block, TaxSlayer, things like that, then you will enter the IP PIN when prompted by that software. If you're using a professional tax preparer, give them the IP PIN. What if you lose your IP PIN? What then? Let's talk about that. If you lose your IP PIN, you can ask the IRS for it. You can do that online through your IRS account, accessing that account at this link, web link on this page, or you can call the IRS at 1-800-908-4490 and ask to have your IP PIN remailed to you. Even if you don't find your IP PIN, you can still mail your tax return. However, the IRS may take extra time to process it. Okay, great. Are there any questions? Okay. Well then, thank you for your time, and you have a good day.